Hello and welcome to another video presented by Eagle 360 Consulting. My name is Harry and today I'm excited to introduce you to our new Business Central integrated EDI app, Unify 360 EDI. Our app has been developed in conjunction with many partners on both sides of the order chain, and we've had many successful implementations that have in turn helped to build the foundations of what we can achieve here. Today I'd like to take you through the standard end-to-end process, starting with the received order right through to the sending of the advanced shipment notice and posted sales invoice. So to begin here, we can navigate to our EDI queue from the top ribbon of the landing page. And this is really the base page to show all incoming and outgoing communications through EDI. As you can see here, I have some saved views on the left-hand side so that I can clearly view my different document types. As you can imagine, any document that's labeled as an order is an incoming order from a customer, intended to be created as a sales order and processed through Business Central, whereas the remaining document types of invoice, ASN, and POR are all outgoing documents sent in response to the raised order. So from my order list here, I can click on the latest order that's come through into our queue, and from the top of the page, I can navigate directly to what we call the EDI document. This acts as an intermediate stage where an incoming order can be triaged by the customer service or sales team, and a reply can be generated by the users. So on this page, we can see some familiarity with a standard Business Central order page, and this was designed to be as intuitive as possible for the users. The page is split into three main sections, including the order header, the lines, and an easy-to-navigate error log. And we've really tried to automate the pain points that businesses usually face with their ordering, including data matching and price validations. So the first step when an order has been received is to go ahead and validate that the information in the order aligns with the business expectations. So clicking on this up here is going to go ahead and validate the data received into the lines, and you can see that we have come back with no errors for this document. This just means that the item codes, unit of measures, and prices have all been validated as expected, which is a great start. Once an order has been validated, we can move on to inspect the line items and quantities to ensure that an order can in fact be fulfilled. And over here on the right hand side of the lines, we can see the status that we would like to return to the customer in our response. So I'm just going to go ahead and set this status as accept for these 9 lines. And we'll be processing this order in full. And we'll come back to the rest of these line statuses in a minute. Now, once I have agreed to fulfill these lines, I can then go ahead and send my POR back to the customer and then process this order in full. So clicking on this, and if we were to navigate back to the EDI queue, we can identify that the POR has indeed been created. And as the POR was created directly from the order, it will share the same EDI document number as the original order. And so we are able to navigate back to the EDI document directly from here. Now we are ready to go ahead and create our sales order. So we can click on this option at the top, and you will then have created yourself a standard sales order, which again we can navigate directly to. So we can see that there is a direct link and easy navigation between the original EDI queue entry and the created sales order. From here, we can go ahead and process this order as we would any other order. So I'm going to go and create my warehouse shipment and my warehouse pick. Now, upon registering the warehouse pick is where we have the system creating the ASN and accompanying SSCC labels. And this can, of course, be controlled by the EDI setup table. But we find that if the business is utilizing warehouse picking, this is the ideal process to link to the creation of the ASN. So now all that's left to do is to go ahead and post this order and automatically send the invoice again through the EDI queue. So as you can see, the invoice has now been posted. And if I navigate back to our EDI queue, we're able to see that the invoice and the ASN have been processed. And that right there is the end-to-end process for an EDI order. And you can see how a business with a high order turnover, especially, can really benefit from the lack of manual processing. The system runs very smoothly, and the whole app integrates really well into native Business Central functionality. But now let's have a quick look at some orders that are less clean. And by that I mean, as any business will face, if we receive a sales order that cannot be fulfilled in full, and we need to inform the customer that there are items that will be on back order. So if I navigate back to my EDI queue, and then we click on this line and follow through to the EDI document, from here I again go through the initial step of processing, which would be the validation. And we can again see there are no error messages. So I can now move to my line checks, and let's just imagine that this item here in line 1 and this item in line 3 are currently out of stock. So we will then change the status of these lines to changed, and we can then add a reason code, which we would use back order. We then even have the option to enter a date for the back order to be made available. So now we have 7 of our order lines showing as accepted, and 2 of them on back order, with an availability date as well. And this time for our POR, rather than sending a straight acknowledgement, we would instead be sending something called an order change, which our customers can then review and update to provide us with either a new order without those 2 lines on back order, or they might choose to wait to process the order and send it in full once this back order date has been reached. So as you can see, we're really trying to account for any business scenario that might pop up in a normal ordering process. And with that, we're trying to keep it as easy as possible for the end users, who are the ones that will really be benefiting from this integration the most. And so that concludes our demo today. But if there's anything that we have shown you here that looks like something that your business or customers could really benefit from, then we would love to hear from you to help get your EDI journey started. Please get in touch with our team at Eagle 360 Consulting. And thank you everyone for joining today, and I'll see you next time.